Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day. That is continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And also as well, likewise, Shalom to the whole elect as well, that's continuing to labor this work and also do labor to show forth your diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. All right, and the topic of this video is going to be entitled, Who is the Gospel Meant For? Okay, who is the gospel meant for? And that is a valid question, because contrary to what the world believes, or what everybody believes, they believe that, the gospel is meant for every single person that lives and breathes, anybody that has a pulse. But, the scriptures continue to recant and to continue to bring up the notion and the affairs concerning the nation of Israel, because these scriptures that are written have been tailor-made for the sake of the nation of Israel, in which mainly for the sake of the elect. Okay? Because, through the elect, also the whole nation of Israel is going to be delivered as well. Okay? Through the deliverance of the elect of the nation of Israel, which is the 1/3. Okay, and also within that 1/3, you have the 144,000, which is written in the book of Revelations, the 7th chapter. Through the deliverance of the elect, the rest of the nation of Israel is going to be taken care of. Okay? Because the reason why this gospel is only given unto the nation of Israel is when you look around you, and you use observation and you see the condition that the people are in, and when I say the people, I'm talking about every single person that you see, because you have people that are in a great condition, right? And you have people that's in not so great a condition, okay? And of course you see the ones who are in a great condition, which is Esau, Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. Okay, they're in a great condition. They're not. If you read in the book of Job, it tells you that they're not in trouble as other men. All right, and their seed has been established in the society, roughly paraphrasing. And you have a people that's in not so great a condition, which is us. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay. Because here it is, the illusion of, having some sort of equal opportunity is pushed on the people so much that they believe that, there's no such thing as oppression, in which oppression is here in plain sight. You see it everywhere you go. Okay, you see it in the news, you see it in media that you hear. It's everywhere, man. You can't avoid, this. It's like an elephant that's in the room. You can't just shirk by it and, put it off in the back burner. Because at the end of the day, the Lord has a controversy with the inhabitants of the earth. All right, save the elect. Okay. So that's why the gospel is only meant for a certain group of people, or a certain people in general, which again is the nation of Israel. Okay? Because when you look into the word gospel, right? The word gospel, the definition of that word means good tidings or good news. Okay? So what would it avail to Esau, Edom, if, just giving him good news when he's already in a great condition? And there's a reason why the Lord, when he was in the flesh, Yahweh Shai, said that was sent forth to teach the gospel also to the nation of Israel. Okay? Why? Because during that time, we was under the Roman captivity. All right? Esau was in rulership. Okay? And during that time, you have a certain of the nation of Israel that, were given certain seats by Esau. Okay? And there were affairs that were going on that weren't being attended to. And that's why when Yahushua, when he came on the scene and he witnessed exchangers and basically witnessing, our people getting over each other, he ended up getting pissed to the point to where he flipped over tables. Okay? And throughout his whole life, during that time when he was in the flesh, right? He was always about the gospel. He was always about the preaching of the coming of the kingdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that kingdom, again, is only meant for the nation of Israel. All right. Now the other nations are going to be there, yeah, but they're not going to enjoy the kingdom. All right, because they're going to be subservient under the nation of Israel. Okay. And, because we, right now, our people, they lost their heritage, okay? And again, through the elect of the nation of Israel, now we're coming back into our heritage, okay? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So first, I'm going to grab this precept here, Slakia. Right. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 1. It says, the spirit of the Lord power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. And that's true. All right, because the meek, right? Let me see if I can get it. Because I want to grab the definition of the word meek. Okay, so the word meek is Ainah, I believe that's what it is, Ainah, which means poor, okay, humble. Now it doesn't mean that you have a zero balance in your bank account. All right, that just means that you have no power in this society, and we don't have any power in this society. Okay, even though again they try to sell you that illusion that you do, but you really don't. Okay? Because if you did, then you would just leave America with no passport, you can drive with no ID. All right, you can go anywhere with no social security or nothing like that, and not be convicted for it. Okay? If you had power. But guess what? We don't have power. All right? And those things which I listed are the tokens of captivity. Okay? So reading the rest of the definition, it says humble, afflicted, meek. It says poor, needy. Okay? Poor, weak, afflicted, humble, lowly, meek. Okay? So the ones who are poor, humble, afflicted, and meek. Okay? So that's who the Lord is dealing with right now. And that's who the gospel is preached to. Now I'm going to go back and read it again. It says, the spirit of the Lord power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek, right? Like I read in the definition, the poor, humble, lowly. Okay? And we're the meek, all right? Because there's a difference between us in this truth right now and the ones who are not a part of this, the ones who have not acknowledged Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Because the first step to the first step into receiving this is to acknowledge your offense. Actually, let me see if I can get it real quick. First, you have to, accept that you went off, okay? And a lot of Jake can't do that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Slakia. Here it is. Yep. The book of Hosea, chapter 5, and this is at verse 15. It says, "I will go and return to my place," right? And was talking about that the Lord, Yahweh Basham Shai, right now, Yahweh Shai is in the heavens. He's in the spirit world. Okay? So he's there for the time being until we have acknowledged our offenses. And that's why all it takes, and when you read in the book of, I believe it's in the Chronicles, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Slakia. But it speaks about, actually, Slakia, I believe it's in either First Kings, I believe it's in First Kings, where it speaks about if all Israel as a collective, every single person of the nation of Israel would have turned left or to turn toward the east, Slakia, because the east was to my left. If all Israel were to turn to the east and call on Yahweh Basham Shai, he will come back at the snap of a finger. Okay? But guess what? All the nation of Israel don't believe. All right? There's only a select few that believe. And that's why the Lord separated the nation of Israel within itself. All right? You have the ones that believe and the ones that don't. All right? You have the elect, the 1/3. All right? You read about it in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And you have the 2/3. Okay? Now, again, it says, "I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face." See? In their affliction, they will seek me early. So, in their affliction, right, when our people are facing harsh hell, which is coming, all right, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, Jacob's trouble. Okay, when Jacob's trouble rears his head, our people are going to be afflicted on a whole nother level. This is going to be at there's a term used in the world called divine intervention. All right, because this affliction that they're going to go through is going to be divine. Okay, because Yahweh Basham Shai is the one who's going to bring the drama. He's the one who's going to allow this to come to pass. Okay, so in their affliction, they're going to seek him early, in which that word early means diligently. Okay, so in their affliction, they're going to be seeking after Yahweh Basham Shai in their diligence, man. Okay, but it also tells you in the book of Proverbs, the first chapter, all right, and that they're going to seek the Lord early or diligently, but they're not going to be able to find him. Okay, so again, that's the first step towards receiving the gospel. All right, to acknowledge the offense. Okay, and we all offended one way or another. All right, and we still do. All right, whether we want to or not. All right, and when I say that, I'm talking about, there's still, certain things that we may go off on, because it tells you that a righteous man falls 7 times, right? But the thing is that he gets back up. Okay. But what it takes is acknowledgement, all right? And acknowledgement can come in the form of doing what we're doing right now, teaching the word, all right, doing the work, okay? Basically obeying the words of Yahweh Basham Shai. That is how you acknowledge your offense, okay? It's one thing to say that, the so-called white man, Esau this, Esau that, in which, yeah, Esau is going to do his thing, okay? But at the same time, we're in a process of becoming perfect, because that's what the Lord is seeking right now, okay? So, reading on, it says, he hath sent me, continuing at verse 1, he has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, in the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Okay, so we're sent forth to bind up the brokenhearted, man. Okay, and what it means by binding up the brokenhearted is basically in a roundabout way, if I can use this term, is basically to give peace of mind, basically a sense of comfort. And the way that comfort comes is by this word, okay? Basically having answers, man, because at the end of the day, that's what Jake really wants. They really want answers, okay? And there are, things which we say which are of the truth, which they can't accept, even though that it's the correct answer, right? And it's the answer that they need, but yet they don't take that answer, or they don't accept that answer, okay? So we know it says to proclaim liberty to the captives, right? Freedom, okay? And the opening of the prison to them that are bound, okay? To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai in the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. Okay, you see that? Because right now we're in a time of mourning, okay? And that's what the Lord is even said in the scriptures, that we are to return to the Lord with fasting and weeping, okay? But I'm going to go on from there. I'm going to grab this last precept. Let me get the book of Hebrews chapter 4, and this is at verse 2. It says, for unto us was the gospel preached. All right. Now, I know I called out the definition of the word gospel, but, let me get it just for edification's sake. So the word gospel in the Greek is I'm not going to try to pronounce that, angelizo. I believe that's how you say it. It means to bring good news, to announce glad tidings. Okay, used in the Old Testament of any kind of good news, of the joyful tidings of the Most High's kindness, all right, which even us coming into this truth is a form of the Most High's kindness. In particular, of the messianic blessings, all right, which is come through who? Yahushai. All right. In the New Testament, used especially of the glad tidings of the coming kingdom of the Most High, and of the salvation to be obtained in it through Yahushai HaMashiach, and of what relates to this salvation. Okay. Right. So it says to proclaim good tidings. It says instruct men concerning the things that pertain to Yahweh, it says here Christian salvation, which the word Christian just means a follower of the anointed. Okay. The HaMashiachim, or I believe that's how you pronounce it. The word Christians are the ones that follow Yahushai. All right. So it says pertaining unto, or to instruct men concerning the things that pertain to the Christian salvation, like it says here. Okay. And yeah, that's on the definition. So again, reading that Hebrews chapter 4 verse 2, it says, for unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them. All right, who's the them that it's talking about? It's talking about the ones that don't believe. Okay, of the nation of Israel. Because if you read on, it says not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. Right, so you do have ones that heard the gospel, right? Because this is what the gospel is meant for, right? It's meant for the nation of Israel, but it didn't profit them, okay? Because it wasn't mixed with faith that heard it. In other words, they didn't believe, okay? They don't believe that America's going to be destroyed. They don't believe that, society is going to crash. They think it's going to continue forever, okay? That's why it doesn't profit them, because they're still looking for profit here in Babylon the Great, even though this place is falling and is crumbling, but yet they're trying to salvage whatever they can out of Babylon the Great before it goes. All right, and that's the mentality that our people are in right now. All right, to get it now, and to get it now while it's hot. Okay. But they're going to find out real soon that this gospel being preached. Right now, this is what is going to profit you at the end when everything falls through. This is the only thing that's going to profit you. Okay. Because the dollar is still set to crash. All right, you can't forget about that, man. All right, we haven't really touched up on it a lot, because we haven't been receiving news has been coming out, but through the spirit, we've been touching up on different topics. But the dollar is still set to crash, man. All right, it's still circulating around the media that the dollar is on the hest of being on the verge of crashing. Okay, And then when that happens, you know, the people are not going to know what to do. Okay? And guess what? They're going to come with that solution. And that solution is going to be what? The microchip, the mark of the beast. Okay? And a lot of our people are going to get caught up in that. All right? But I'm going to go ahead and end off on that note. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. And again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and our double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day. Shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the whole elect that's laboring this work and continuing to labor to and also spreading this gospel to other members of the whole elect in faith, in truth and sincerity, and all charity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.